guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with my glue book junk journal that we have been making. It's coming along really well. We don't have that many more pages that we're going to be doing in it because it's going to be predominantly, you know, a writing journal just with odd random glue book pages, you know, within. So I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly, sorry. Hopefully you can see a bit more. So I've brought in a couple of images that I thought were really nice to be able to use in this, you know, this layout. This here of this lovely deer, this one of another deer. So I'm just going to cut this out as my kind of starting point. So right now I'm going to kind of try and fussy cut this deer. I have to say, I hope it's going to go okay because obviously his legs are quite tiny, very thin. So I'm hoping that I don't end up injuring him and yeah, pulling one of his legs off, you know, while I'm cutting him. It's always a bit of a risk, isn't it? If something's quite thin and you just cut round it, you know, that you might end up just cutting it off altogether. You know, that's a risk that I seem to have quite often anyway. Okay, let's cut that down like that. Okay, right, just need to watch here. So yeah, that's part of its leg there, would you believe? And then we're just going to cut around like that up there. So he's got his big antlers. Need to obviously cut those in. Oh, more.
I'm a deer.
You are. More thin pieces. It's because she's wearing a deer hoodie today. She's got a deer print furry hoodie. And it's got a deer face on it.
Very, very big.
Okay. Let's just go around there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right. Okay. Oh my gosh. Right. Honestly, you don't realise these deer have so many bits and pieces on their head. I mean, it's actually all part of its antlers, but it's got all sorts of bits coming off of there. They're definitely in the danger zone. The danger zone of being potentially cut off. Perhaps I could just cut the antlers off completely and he would be a female deer. I'm sure there's probably other things need cutting off as well, but but hey, I don't know where they are on this picture, so yeah, we could probably get away with just those antlers. Okay, right. There we go. Well, I have to say, not my best cutting, but not too hideous. So yeah, right, let's get rid of that in the bin. So that's our deer. Okay, then we've got this one here. So let's just cut this one. This one I'm wondering whether I might just keep it more on the background. So I might just cut around a couple of the trees like that. Oh, thank heavens, this one's just got ears. No antlers in sight. No antlers whatsoever, just the ears. So much easier. Oops, bit of a delicate face there, so need to just be careful of the face. Okay, there we go. Right. Okay. Right, let's just cut that down. Okay, so that's my two kind of focal point pieces that hopefully I'm going to be using as my focal points. So let me just pile my stuff back up on my desk before it's sliding all over the place. Right, again, I'm just going to use some sheet music for my background. I know I used this in the last one, but I just really love the look of sheet music. You know, it's yeah, just kind of always has that really timeless, gorgeous, you know, just really lovely look, doesn't it? So I'm just going to fold that down there. And then I can just tear that off. So let's just get rid of that one. Thank you, darling. And we will just put that down like that. So let's just glue that down all over. Okay. Loads of glue here, so yeah, probably using way too much. I'm expecting a lot to be oozing out from the sides of this one. But hey, I just always think better too much than not enough. Definitely we don't want to be part of that not enough group, do we? You know, it's annoying, isn't it, if things start falling off like later. So you're better off having too much. Because you can always wipe it off, you know, as you're kind of like, you know, now, like when we're spreading, you can just get rid of the excess. Whereas, you know, if things then start falling off, there's not really a lot you can do then, is there? Other than keep gluing things back on as and when they're falling off, which, who wants to be doing that? Okay, you know, that's like an ongoing saga, isn't it? If they're constantly dropping off left, right and centre. Okay. Let's just take that down. I've got that title on this one as well, which I do really like. Just going to cut this edge down because I think it's a little bit too long still, or you know, too tall. Not long, tall. I'm just going to go in. Actually, I might just. Yeah, no, I'm going to go down here. Okay, right. Let's get this piece glued down. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hopefully you're doing some crafting, having a nice time. The weather here is chilly. So again, I'm filming this kind of during the summer holidays. So, you know, I don't know when this will go up. But it may well be weeks later. But yeah, bit of a shocker because it's only actually the beginning of August. And yeah, already the weather's turned a little bit on the chilly side. I don't know whether this is a blip or whether this is it. Summer's now finished. Not really sure. It's got a really weird feel, like summer's finished. It's, you know, it feels quite autumnal outside actually. So yeah, it actually feels a bit final, like it is finished. But I don't know. My son said he'd heard the weather forecast, and apparently we're going to be getting another heat wave yet. So who knows? You know, the weather's just so all over the place, isn't it? You just can't really tell from one day to the next. But I mean, it doesn't really feel like we've had much for summer. I know we've had some really phenomenally hot days, but we haven't really had like a, you know, a run of nice weather. It's been nice days, you know, i.e. sweltering days, which of course then I'm just complaining because they're so sweltering. Or else we've had, yeah, pretty overcast, grey, actually quite drizzly days. So we don't seem to have really had much in, you know, in the way of the in-between. Right, I'm going to use those. Now, I'm just going to bring in the other book that we've been predominantly using. I can't really remember. We may have used some other books as well, but I'm just going to bring this one in. Because I'm just wondering whether we could incorporate any of this yellow flowers. I know it's got a cat on there, but I'm hoping that I would, you know, cover the cat up and it would look just then like background flowers. Just because I thought this would be quite a nice way to get some, you know, some colour going on in the background. So, yeah, let's just go down there. Okay. And let's just go along here. Oh, I'm not sure that goes actually particularly brilliantly anyway. I was thinking that the yellow would look really good with those deer. Oh, it looks better with that one, doesn't it? Strangely looks better with that one. So I've got this image here, again, with the yellow flowers. So I'm just going to, again, tear this one down. And again, this has got that cat asleep on there, which I'm hoping, you know, that I would be able to cover that one up as well. So let's just tear around that. I mean, I'm just fussy tearing this. It's really not very precise or anything, but hopefully it would be okay. So yeah, let's just see how that would look. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah. That looks better. Right, do we need anything else from there? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Let's put that down to one side. Right. Yeah, I quite like how that looks in those backgrounds. Right, let's see what else we would potentially want to add to this. So let's just have a look. Now, do we want to go for our bright coloured pieces, or, you know, from the glue book favourites, you know, the first set, which I think is set 5? Or are we going to want to go for the... I mean, obviously we can mix and match the things, can't we? We don't have to go for like one or the other. Weirdly quite like that there. I don't know why, but for some reason that's kind of like, yeah, it's quite fun to me. Let's just see. That's a bit weird. Right, now let me just see whether I've got some of my glue book favourites ready cut out. I feel like I did cut some out. Yeah. But I think these are small size, so that's just typical, isn't it? Oh, I hadn't really remembered that. I just remembered having some ready to use, but yeah, they're actually tiny. They're really tiny, because these are printed 4 to a page, I think. Well, we'll see what we can come up with. Oh, I quite like that. That's quite nice, yeah. Okay, let's glue this down, because, you know, I do really like these yellow flowers, I must say. So, yeah. Oops. Oh, come on, glue. I haven't had any glue problems for ages, but I know I've said about this before. I'm sure this is temperature related, and that would kind of make sense, because suddenly the temperatures, you know, dropped. And now the glue is, you know, not wanting to be cooperative. So that would kind of tie in, wouldn't it? You know, that the temperature's dropped and now the glue's playing up. Sometimes you just get these like weird, like stringy bits of glue, which are oddly satisfying when you manage to get hold of them and pull them out. But sometimes they're quite tricky to get hold of and pull out. It's definitely not wanting to come out today. Yeah, not being at all satisfying today, to be honest. Not being cooperative at all, in fact. Right, let me just now try and unclog it again with that pin. If not, I'm going to have to stop the video and actually try and clean my nozzle out a bit and things. Which would be pretty irritating. Right, I feel like it's getting stuck on something. Okay. Aha. So there is like a stringy bit, isn't there? Oh dear, come on. Honestly, I've not had problems like this for such a long time. This is now like a bit of a shock, you know, back to those days of problems with the glue. You know, ever since putting them into these brilliant Sugar Bell bottles, I've really been, you know, home and dry, running problem free with the glue. But yeah, there we go. Nope, not quite. Okay, right, there we go. So now that stringy bit's out, of course it's now, can't wait to just come out, and it's just pouring out everywhere. Right, Let me just try and spread this around a little bit with my finger. Okay. Okie dokie, right, let's put this one down here. Might have to get another clean wipe in a second, because this one's, you know, looking pretty saturated now and like it's seen better days. I've only used it for one other video, but yeah, it's obviously quite messy. Let me just bring in another one. Okay. Right, I had them hung. I just hang them on like the little handles of my craft drawers behind me. I hang them there like overnight to dry out. And then I have like a whole batch then ready to use, you know, for the next few crafting sessions. Okay, yep. Right, then we're going to have this now. Thinking move it over a bit. Then this one, I just love this here. All right. Okay, what are we going to put on here? What else? What about this big postcard? Let's cut that down and see. Okay. Okay. Perhaps we could have that there. It's quite nice, isn't it? Yep, I quite like that. Now, I'm just going to try this piece. I think probably not, but just in case that this piece would look good anywhere. Like I say, I mean, I think it's doubtful, but you don't know unless you try, do you? So it's worth a try. Oh, I don't mind it, actually. Don't mind it. Let's just put that there for a minute. I'm just kind of piling things up while I just, you know, decide and play. And then I will glue a couple of bits down because, like I say, you know, I quite like it once I've made a bit of a commitment. But that said, you know, you've got to obviously make the commitment once you get the pieces in roughly the right place, or at least a couple of the pieces in roughly the right place. You can't kind of glue them down until you've got a little bit of an idea where you're going. Okay, I've got another one of those red round circles. So again, more awful cutting to do. Okay. That's quite nice. Right. I'm going to just quickly look behind me because I'm wondering whether I've got some more of the other glue book favourites in a bigger size. Let me just quickly have a look because I know that I've got quite a bit behind me ready for fussy cutting. And of course I've got everything but the things that I really would like to have. Oh no, I have got some, yeah. I thought I maybe did have, but you know, just thought, well, it will be typical that I actually haven't. Right. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much I'm loving this layout. When I turned back round and just caught a glimpse out of it, it just, yeah, looked really, really nice. Really, really nice. Right, going to go for this pile of cups, I think. Let's just take those. Now these pieces on here, these have been printed onto photo quality paper, and the others have been printed onto like ultra smooth presentation paper. And when I say paper, it's like 230 or 200 and something GSM. So it's more a bit like card, to be honest. But what I was going to say was, I don't know if you can kind of see this, but the difference between the two is amazing. I mean, the photo quality is so vivid and so crisp and gorgeous. You know, it really does make a lovely, lovely, you know, print quality. I don't always use the photo quality paper because, to be honest, you can't always get it. And some of it, I've had problems where then when you coffee dye it, it makes the paper very sort of very turmeric type yellow coloured. You know, so it just depends really what I'm doing, or sometimes it's just, you know, whatever I can kind of grab first off of the pile. But yeah, it's worth playing around because, you know, if it's going to be something for your absolute best work, you might want to invest in some photo quality paper because the difference is just so, you know, so very much. You know, that you might think, well, actually it's, you know, it's worth using the photo quality paper, to be honest. Right, I'm quite liking how this looks. So I'm going to just glue a few pieces down. So let's glue this one down. Good, the glue's still cooperating at this point. So, yep, still really oozing out nicely. Okay, let's just wipe that. Write that down where it's come out, obviously. Okay, right, let's get this piece glued down in the background. Okay. Let's just glue this down here. Okay. Oops. Right, the deer we're going to have here. Okay, right, just want to double check before I kind of glue things down on this side whether I might prefer some other bits. So let's just have a look. Obviously I've got this big cream tart, and I've got the big toadstools. I've also got the big cup, so let's just take these down. Oops, and also I've got this big pink flower, so let's just take a selection of these bits and pieces. And I think these are all my Glue Book Favourites 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Glue Book Favourites 5. So if you wanted to kind of look at them, they're obviously all available in my Etsy shop. You know, and I think the fun thing is with all these kind of things is you can really mix and match them. So, you know, if you've got a couple of the Glue Book Favourites kits, you can really kind of mix and match them up and, yeah, produce some really nice, fun things. You know, you don't have to just kind of keep one set to one set, if you see what I mean. I mean, straight away, obviously, like this blue piece, is from Glue Bit Favourites 6. I hope I'm quoting these numbers right. I just lost track, I'm afraid. And then these obviously are from the Glue Bit Favourites 5. But I mean, don't they just all work fantastically well together? You know, they all do look really good together, don't they? So, you know, you really can kind of mix and match and, you know, play with them. Play around with them. Okay. I don't know whether I want to use this tart, but again, let's just cut it out and see. Okay. Oh, I do believe the sun's just come out, which would be lovely because it's actually quite chilly today. Well, I say it's just come out. I can kind of see just brightness somewhere, but actually when I look out, it's still looking really grey. So yeah, it's obviously just trying to come out, but it's not managed it yet. Oh, I don't think that tart's quite working there, to be honest. So yeah, probably scrap the tart. But let's just get the cup and saucer in the sort of large size. Yeah, like I say, I mean, actually this photo quality paper, this is really quite thick. I think this is like might be 250 GSM. And they do vary, you know, from brand to brand, they do vary. And actually, sometimes I even feel like they vary from batch to batch. You know, I bought the same thing sometimes and thought, oh, that's, you know, not as thick as last time, or not as heavy as last time. So, you know, it kind of can be, you know, vary really that much. Let's just cut this down. Okay. It's a bit too monstrous to put on that nose, isn't it? I thought, oh, I wonder if I could just have it on his nose, you know, like sometimes you see people do, but yes, it looked pretty huge on there. See about that, like that. And yeah, now do we need something else kind of turquoise? Because we've got this turquoise piece, and that's the only bit of turquoise now on the other page. So yeah, do we need something turquoise in on the other page to just tie it in? Maybe do. Maybe. Let's just cut these out for a moment. Right, let's just take this postage stamp and see. See about that. Okay. Oh, how cute does that look? Sometimes, you know, you really don't need very much, do you, to just kind of bring it together. So let's just pop this down. But it's just a case of like looking around and thinking, well, what's the colour that's like missing from, you know, the other page that's on the other page, if that makes sense. And, you know, sometimes it's something just as simple as that, that then, you know, just by adding something in that colour is going to, you know, bring it together and make it look just like a more cohesive kind of piece. And that's, you know, all that happened there was just literally the tying in of that colour. So let's just pop this little piece down up here again, just then, oops, squish that glue out. Okay. Okie dokie. And then here we'll just then put the postage stamp and the teacup. Okay. Like that. Okay, and squish that down. Try and get all that excess glue. Okay, that looks really pretty. Now, just wondering whether I want to have anything here behind the deer. Otherwise, I feel like he's blending in a little bit too much. You know, just need something to kind of make him pop a little bit from the page. I mean, that flower's quite nice. What do we think? Yeah, let's just go for that. Okay, so I'm just going to put that here like that and then glue this piece down. So let's just glue this one. Okay. Let's get that flower out the way. Okie dokie, and we just press that down. Okay, right. Looking good there, and then just want to kind of build up the facing page really. So this little poppy, just see whether we want to have that little poppy anywhere. Maybe there, or is that a bit weird? A bit like it's on his back. Not sure. Right, we'll come back to that piece. So yeah, over to this side, and do we want to have anything else? Let's just see. Hello, gorgeous girl.
If I'm good tomorrow at the place, I have honey on the bottle that I wanted. Remember to make it fit.
Let's just see. Well, that just sounds like a messy experiment that you're trying to do, to be honest. Well, I'm not sure. Right. What do you think to this page that I'm doing here? Do you think it looks pretty? Honestly, my daughter, she thinks she's going to be a bit of a scientist, I think. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if she is going to be, actually. She loves nothing better than, you know, mixing up some sort of concoction and, yeah, normally making a, you know, mess with it somewhere. Normally involves water. Normally involves, you know, making a right mess in the kitchen. So her latest thing, she keeps saying she wants to use syrup and water, you know, like in a water bottle. I don't know quite what it is she's actually even trying to make. don't know if you can hear her. She's saying syrup in the water bottle and then freeze it, and it makes some sort of jelly type stuff. I mean, it sounds absolutely revolting, doesn't it? Frozen syrup. Ugh. Yuck. Yuck. Revolting. Yeah. So, you know, and she sees all these things online, obviously. And, yeah, then obviously wants to do that. I mean, ugh. Frozen syrup, I'm not even sure how that would work, to be honest. Right, quite like that there. So I'm going to just bite the bullet and glue the deer down. Okay. Like that. Okay, right, he seems to have moved really a lot over, so I've got a lot of glue now to mop up where I've made obviously quite a mess there. Okay, let's just glue him down. Okay, press him down. And also, I mean, these glue books, they're such a good way to use up some of your book pages, like your illustrated book pages, like if you've got, you know, nature books or, you know, kids books, things like that. And the other thing is, you know, coffee table books that are maybe a bit big to use, you know, in your regular junk journals. This is quite a good place to be able to use some of those bits. So, you know, don't kind of chuck them out or kind of think, oh, I can't use them. This might just be the ideal project for those types of things. You know, I think these big bits work really, really nicely in these types, you know, types of projects. You know, you wouldn't really want to have kind of tiny weeny bits, would you? They would just look, you know, insignificant and rubbish. So, yeah, I think it's quite nice to use some of these eclectic little bits and pieces. Right, let me just put in my stamps. Postage, you know, my postage stamps. Don't know really whether I even want to have any, but let's just... Oh gosh, I can't see. That's a man. I thought perhaps it needed a bit of the lime green, but no, don't think the green is right. Might not need any stamps at all, you know, to be fair. Might have just misjudged the situation completely. Maybe it doesn't need any stamps whatsoever, but let's just give it a try. So we've got these lovely pink ones. Quite like it down there somewhere, or maybe there. Maybe there, and I do quite like him, so I'm thinking maybe another one. Weirdly, I'm sure this is just where these are faded, but some look a bit pink and some look a bit purple. But like I say, I mean, I'm sure that's just like where they've faded. I don't think they did like purple and pink versions of the same stamp because, you know, it just look practically the same. It would be like a bit of a waste, but hey, who am I to know? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I don't know. I think I preferred it like that. I want to put something up here. I don't know whether this is quite right. Although, now I've taken it away, I kind of feel like, oh, perhaps it was. Because perhaps it needed something a bit contrasting. So let me just cut out this. This one might be much too big. But let's give it a try. Okay. Oh, I love how that looks. What do we think? Let's just try this pink one. think maybe we need another red, to be honest. I love how that red looks. Let's just get that straight stuck down, because wow, that was such a massive impact on there. I just absolutely loved it. Love, love, love how that looks. Really, really, really pretty, isn't it? Yeah, really, really love that. Okay, and yeah, let's get this pink postage stamp stuck down. Just there. Let's just press that down. Oops. And I know I've said this before, but the other thing is with these glue picks, oh, you can just be so adventurous with colour, which is so exciting. You know, I mean, I love using colour, but, you know, equally I am aware that, you know, not everybody likes colour quite as much as I do. So, you know, I do try. I know I don't really succeed necessarily, but I do try and rein myself in sometimes. But, yeah, I feel like these glue books, oh, you can really go, like, mad with the colour, you know, because actually the more colourful, the better. I mean, look at all the different colours that we've got on this page. We've got the yellow, the green, the pinks, the reds, the turquoise. You know, just so many different colours, and it just looks so pretty, doesn't it? Right, have that there. And then I'm just going to see whether we want to have, you know, anything else red over here. So let's just pop this down. And then I think we are pretty much done with this layout, to be honest. This one's come together quite quickly and easily, I think. Okay. Okie dokie. Right, nearly done. Nearly done, nearly done, nearly done. Okay, and yeah, I'm just going to, oops, just going to touch that up with a bit of glue. Make sure that's stuck down nicely. Oops, a bit of glue here. Right, let me just try one more red flower. So just in case we need one more. Nearly done, nearly done, nearly done. Oh, maybe there. That looks nice, doesn't it? Again, it just kind of ties one side to the other side, doesn't it? You know, quite nicely. You know, just ties the two pages together, because now they've got completely, you know, cohesive kind of colours going on. I mean, not that they didn't before, but they've now got exactly the right sort of balance, you know, rather than one side having kind of like, I don't know, just one more of something. They seem to have now, to me, it looks, they've got the same sort of ratio of the same sort of colours. So, yeah, I hope that you like the layout. Really love, oops, really love how it turned out. Do we want that there? Oh yeah, let's have it there. Yeah, I really hope that you like how it turned out. Really, really love it. It looks really, really pretty. So let's just, okay, leave that down there. Yeah, I really, really love it. And yeah, I hope that you love it. And, you know, maybe it's inspired you. If you haven't done a glue book junk journal, maybe it's inspired you to try one. Yeah, really, really having a lot of fun with it. And just, like I say, just so nice to work with lots of different colours and, you know, different themes and things like that. So, yeah, hope that you like it. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.